Hi. In this video we're going to learn how to install and use the RM App Suite Pro for Axiom Properties and Development. This video is mainly geared towards new vendors that we are just starting with, but also be good for a good review for vendors who have been in the system for a while. The first thing you need to do is go to your phone. Find your Play Store, and in the Play Store search for RM App Suite Pro, and you can see that symbol right up here at the top. Click on that, hit install, click open. It's going to ask for your corporate ID. That is AXIOM, all lowercase, Axiom. Your username we should provide for you already. It should be something like your first or last name. In my case, it's Blaylock. Next. And my password is going to be the same as yours. Capital P, lowercase a, SSWORD, 1, 2, 3, 4, exclamation point. Hit done. It'll welcome you, and then it will give you a few prompts to answer a few questions. On my phone, it's going to ask me if I would like to save my username and password. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. It's also asking me if I want it to manage phone calls, and if I want it to record audio. Later, it's going to ask me for a few more permissions. It may ask you if you want to switch the device for RM VoIP phone calls. Hit cancel on that. You'll get a banner notification across the top of your screen that's going to let you know that you have a service issue assigned to you. You can either click on those banners, or you can click right in here to the service section. This service section is where you're going to live, especially if you're doing maintenance. If you're doing inspections, you'll use this service section a lot, and you'll also use the inspection section. So let's click into the service section. It looks like we have our one test issue in here for us to look at. We can see the issue. We can see down here we've got our GPS directions, and we can click on that, and on your phone it's going to open up the address, and it's going to open up let you know the unit and the property. If it might be a different property address than the unit address, but it'll have all the information there. You can click on the phone, and it'll let you choose if you want to how you want to make the phone call to this tenant. You can click into the work order, and your very first step would be to call this tenant, schedule a time with them. Likely, you're going to want to talk to them about a window of time instead of a specific time. A lot of times it can be frustrating for both the tenant and for you if you schedule, say, tomorrow at 3 p.m. You show up tomorrow at 3 p.m. and the tenant is not there, and then you wait 5-10 minutes and leave, and maybe the tenant shows up in 15 minutes, or maybe they were there 15 minutes prior. If instead you say, I'm going to be there in between 1 and 4 p.m., I have a key, and I'm going to just jump in and get the work done, that's a great way to do it. Now that you've called the tenant and you've scheduled that time with them, you're going to go to the unit. On the front porch, you're going to knock on that door and click check in. Your first time checking in is going to ask you if you'd like to give access for the app to know your location. Select allow all of the time. Now that you're checked in, you can knock on the door, talk with the tenant, and the very first thing you're going to do is go to that issue, whatever it is. Let's just pretend like it's a sink that is leaking. You'll go to the sink. You're going to go into your history notes, hit add. You're going to hit add an attachment. Hit the add button down here, and one more add from camera. You're going to give permission for the app to use your camera. You're going to give it permission to access your camera files, and then you're going to take a picture of whatever needs to be done. I'm going to take a picture of the beautiful desk, We're going to pretend like that was the sink leak. Hit the over arrow. It's going to give you a chance to view the attachment that you've attached. Maybe you need 3 or 4 pictures to show what's going on. Maybe 1 is good. Hit close when you're done taking those pictures. On my phone, I'm going to hit the back button, and now it's going to give me a chance to leave a note. I'm just going to simply say before, because this is such a simple issue of a sink leak, and it's a test issue. But maybe it's a very complicated issue that you need to put a description of what's going on in there to make yourself feel good about the pictures and the notes. Then hit save note. Now you can go ahead and get the work done. You can put your phone in your pocket, and you can go about your work there. Fix the sink if you need to run to the store for a part. Go ahead and do that. It'd be preferred if you ran to the store for multiple parts for multiple apartments instead of just to the store for each apartment. When you're finished, you're going to go back into your history notes, and you're going to do the exact same thing as take a picture, add attachment, add from camera. You're going to take a picture of it being fixed. You also can take a picture of a receipt of what you ordered to fix it or purchased to fix it. Hit the over button. Back out of this. Leave your note as after, and on the receipt you can leave a note that says receipt. Hit save note. At this point in time, you're going to high five the tenant, tell them how great everything is, talk about the weather, whatever, and head out. On the porch, you're going to check out. Once you've checked out, you're going to go to edit, and you're going to come down to the assigned to, and you'll see your name here on the assigned to. You want to select that, and you're going to go and enter this in for the branch where you're doing the work for. So for example, if you're doing it in Pocatello, you're going to type in POC, and then you're going to go Pocatello Repairs. Selecting that is what tells us that you're completed with the job. That's how you're going to turn it in. Hit exit edit mode, and now hit submit. When you hit submit, it's going to tell you across the top that it's uploading your images, and then it's going to let you know it successfully happened. You'll still see the work order here, but if you were to go out of the app and back into the app, it would not be there anymore. And also, if you drag down to refresh, it has disappeared. That work order is now in our system. We'll see it right here, and we can see that it's finished on the due date, which is today. And you can see that there's some hours that's been clocked in there. I can click into this, and I'm going to be able to go down and see the photos that you took. Just click into them, and we can see the before, we can see the after, and we can see the receipts. It's absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to just verify that information. And then I'm going to close this thing out and finish it so that you can be paid. That same process will be repeated on every work order that you work on. Of course, there'll be work orders that are more detailed than that need more photos, need more description. And if you run into something that's $200 or more, you're going to want to check back in with us, put some notes on the work order. You can put the notes on that work order and submit it without adjusting it to our name. And that way we'll be able to see what's going on with it and be able to communicate with you back and forth, either through the work order itself, or you can give us a call and we'll give you a call back, or we'll give you a call back, and we can get worked out on pricing and parts and figure out how we're going to complete the work order. But for the most part, it is really just that easy and that simple to go out, get some work done, and make some money.